jeez. Why is it so empty? The shows are completely deserted. What am I gonna do? I guess people aren't in the mood for musicals right now, especially during wartime. Aha! I may get my chance sooner than I thought.
Two female characters were part of the original roster in Darkstalkers. One was originally intended to be the sex symbol for the game, while the other was to be the cute one. It was suggested by producer Alex Jimenez, who was part of the overseas branch of Capcom in North America, to have one female character be inspired by the tall Maasai women of East Africa, and have short, cropped hair and shape-shifting powers. The shape-shifting element was played around with by the artist, who originally designed her to be a sort of hybrid between a human and a leopard or panther. But as development continued, the positions for the two female characters reversed, shifting the conceptualized Catwoman into something cuter. She would have a curvaceous body with light skin, long thick blue hair, white fur, and oversized claws. Her final design is perhaps inspired by the Bakeneko, creatures of Japanese folklore who start their lives as cats but grow up to possess supernatural powers like the ability to assume the appearance of a human being. The Maasai woman suggestion would not be entirely lost by the development team, however, as it would possibly go on to inspire the creation of Elena in Street Fighter 3. According to Haruo Murata, when it was decided the Catwoman was going to settle into the role of a cute character, she offered a unique kind of comfort in a game where most of the other characters are designed to be scary. She was given the name Felicia, derived from the Latin word meaning happiness or good fortune, and is said to be born in 1967, the same year American author Edward Field wrote the poem Curse of the Catwoman, which describes a chance encounter with a beautiful woman from Transylvania tormented with the tendencies of a feline. Her character would be energetic and optimistic. Yay! Someone who enjoyed singing, dancing, and making friends with all people. These characteristics allowed her to stand out among all the other Darkstalkers, who were considered to be either villains or anti-heroes at best. She soon became a favorite among the development team, as character designer Bengis recalled that he always had the best chances of getting a compliment from Akira Yasuda whenever he drew Felicia. When it comes to combat, Felicia is very agile with her techniques, being athletic and gymnastic in nature. She could roll herself into a ball in a manner similar to Street Fighter's Blanka or Sega's Sonic the Hedgehog. As a Catwoman, Felicia is one of the few types of Darkstalkers not entirely rejected by the human world, as their body figures are not that different from human beings. They're seen less as monsters and more as rare animals. There was even a growing public opinion that their existence should be recognized and respected in America, as well as given fundamental human rights. Catwomen are reported to only exist in the hundreds, so they're not prevalent enough for people to be as openly aware of their circumstances as they should. Catwomen are born with the same physical features as a regular human being, and changes in their appearance only begin to take shape between the ages of 4 and 10. They would slowly gain the ability to transform themselves at will, allowing them to hide some of their physical differences. Despite what their names may imply, there are no men among the Catwoman race. They could sexually reproduce with humans, but their offspring would just be an ordinary human being. So, at the moment, there is no direct method for them to have descendants of their same kind. Felicia was raised by a Catholic nun named Sister Rose, though in the Udon comics her name was changed to Sister Cecilia. At age 6, Felicia realized she was a monster and that the outside world was filled with much prejudice towards Darkstalkers for being different. Nobody would come near her or be her friend because they were scared of her. This would make Felicia question her own existence and often ask herself what she did to deserve this. Not having much to do by herself, Felicia would often sit in front of the TV and watch musical stars all day long. One day, she realized that if she were up on the stage like them, perhaps people would love her too. After Sister Rose passed away, Felicia left her town hoping to forge a new path for herself. Despite being well aware of the humans' intolerance with the Darkstalkers, Felicia never lost hope. Living under the care of Sister Rose, she was always taught that one has to obtain happiness on their own. Felicia wishes there to be a way for a peaceful coexistence between Darkstalkers and humans alike. For that, she pursues her dream of becoming a famous musical star to serve as a bridge between the two races. Audiences who saw her perform became fascinated by her lovely singing voice and sparkly dance. To them, it made no difference whether she was a Darkstalker or a human being. During her travels, Felicia meets and befriends many other Catwomen with upbringings similar to her own. Alto escaped an affluent mansion where she was kept as a rare pet and is very shy around strangers. Grace often wears her hair in a ponytail and tends to look after everyone she meets. Lucy wears a bandana and is quite cynical after leaving an entertainment troupe following the passing of a loved one. Nana and Mimi are easygoing twin girls who left Hong Kong through a smuggler ship and came to Saitama, Japan, where they were raised by a kind and understanding elderly couple. Nano became friends with Nana in the local mountains behind their house and enjoys hiding in a ball. Pico wears her hair in braids and became infatuated with Felicia after seeing her on stage. These companions are often seen whenever Felicia performs certain special attacks against her opponents. They would star in musicals together, featuring Felicia as their main star. In her arcade ending to Darkstalkers, Felicia's dreams of becoming a musical star are finally realized, and she is satisfied with her life now that she's able to perform in front of an affectionate audience. However, Felicia soon recalls how there are many people out there who feel alone just like she did once, and wants to work to make them happy too. In her ending to Vampire Savior, after enjoying great success as a performer, she becomes a nun and founds an orphanage named Felicity House to help those unable to help themselves. Felicia has since become one of the most popular Darkstalkers, thanks in part to appearing in a number of crossover games. In Marvel vs. Capcom 2, she can also be seen with her traveling companions Grace, Nano, Pico, and Lucy, some of whom appear a bit older from their last appearance together. The total number of Felicia's appearances outside of the games she originated from are second only to Morrigan, but while Morrigan's popularity has practically eclipsed Darkstalkers, Felicia's affiliation to the series is much more prevailing. Felicia was voiced consistently in games by the voice actress Kei Araki, also known for the character Sailor Moon, but as of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, she's been replaced by Kana Asumi. Those familiar with Felicia are quick to point out that the source of her appeal comes primarily from her character design that, quite frankly, leaves little to the imagination. Although her fur preserves her more sensitive areas, Felicia remains technically exposed for almost the entire time that she appears on screen. Looking past her appearance, however, players would find a character that's not just incredibly likable, but also really admirable. Felicia has a tragic past like a number of the other Darkstalkers, but she always retains a positive outlook of others and in life. This is especially shown whenever she interacts with the werewolf John Talbane in a number of adaptations. While John despises all the humans for his mistreatment by them in the past, Felicia never resorts to fighting with them unless she cannot avoid it.
Tell me, how does a Darkstalker come to care for human lives?
There are those willing to understand us. If you give them the chance, it's only a matter of time.
Is that so?
I know it's true. We live in the same world, don't we? We have no other choice but to get along.
Even when she manages to attain the fame and admiration she always wanted growing up, Felicia ultimately gives it up to help others less fortunate, all the while retaining the same disposition that got her there in the first place. Felicia's good-naturedness has also allowed the designers to break the fourth wall a number of times in the game, such as when she ponders working together with Blanca in an upcoming movie, or seeks out Ken in order to gain a movie contract. When Felicia is transformed by Dimitri's Midnight Bliss, her design is an homage to the actress Marilyn Monroe from the movie The 7-Year Itch. In a series filled with characters who either fight for their own selfish desires or are cursed to suffer a life of endless despair, Felicia stands out as a beacon of hope and kindness. It's an aspect of her character that's made her endearing to fans as well as the developers. The charm in her design has served as an inspiration for countless other video game characters over the years, and granted her a permanent presence among Capcom's cavalcade of mascots.